So yeah, it ends on this part. And here again, this time I'm playing all the strings, I'm letting them all ring out. But then that second note, right away the pinky mutes, it just doesn't come off all the way from the string, just enough to mute it, so that you're hearing the second string as a melody. And I try to really bring out that higher melody. So whenever I hit the melody, I strum a little harder. There again, I'm muting with the pinky. I don't even think about it. The pinky, I'm muting the first string with the pinky. And there again, it's the same as the first time. Just mute the first string with the pinky and the lowest string with the thumb. This part, this is like the shape is like a C7 chord, it's not actually a C7 chord. So there you're actually only playing these 4 inner strings, and the index finger again has to mute the first string. There you could probably see it better. And then the pinky finger mutes the second string after it finishes its note. Although actually I'm actually muting with the index finger there too. So the index finger is actually only playing, it's a bar on these 3 notes. The 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. And the last 2 notes, the last 2 strings are muted. And then comes this chord. So there, the index finger has a bar on the last 4 strings, and the lowest string is actually muted. So then you have this chord, and there the index finger is mute. No. So then you have this chord, and there you have the index finger making a bar across the last 4 strings, but it lifts up a little on the last string to mute it. So we only listen to these 3 notes. And then middle finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, and ring finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. And then the pinky plays the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, back to the bar, and then you have to lift the index finger a little to mute the 2nd string, and the 5th fret. So again, that's mostly just so you can strum without having to think about not hitting the wrong notes and all that. So let me play that part all together really slowly. Then comes the next part. That one is basically a bunch of bar chords. You can play them just like this. So you have the 8th fret. This one's a bit of a stretch. A bit of a stretch. So you can just play them like this. So these are basically a series of bar chords. You could just play them like this, with a just index finger across all of the strings. And this one's a bit of a stretch. What I do to help me out when I have to reach that far, I try to move my arm around to make it as comfortable as possible. So I actually, if I have to bring my arm all the way down or all the way in towards me, right? So you can see I bring my shoulder down too. Then you have this chord. I'm barring the lowest 3 strings with the index finger, and the 3rd string I'm playing with the middle finger. That's just to make sure that the last 2 strings don't ring out, because the melody note is actually this one. And like I said, that first chord, you can't play like a regular bar. I actually play like this, because that's easier for me to make sure that all the notes ring out, and my hand gets less tired, because you're playing all the time like that, it can get really exhausting. So I'm actually playing bar chord with a middle finger, also those 3 strings, then ring finger across these 2, and then the pinky on the last note. It's still kind of not exactly easy, but it's what works for me. You can try it out, you can try different combinations, but just so you know, you don't have to play like this. Again, if that's easier for you, then that's better. This one, and then that one's easy enough. Then we have here again the first string. The first finger just does a bar across these 3 strings. The 5th string, the 5th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string. It's almost like a power chord with an added note at the end. And then the last 2 strings are muted. That's it all together. It's pretty self-explanatory, nothing special there. Last part, again, there's nothing special there. You don't have to mute any of the notes or anything. You can just let them all ring out. The only thing special is that last part, I kind of mute the strings with the palm here, but I kind of leave them ringing out. It's hard to hear. I'm not sure if the recording's picking that up. That's probably a little better. There. So that's the idea, that you mute the strings, but you leave those low notes ringing kind of, I don't know, muffled, I guess. And that's basically it. I hope that cleared up things for some of you. Yeah, good luck, and if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. See you.